It's Thursday afternoon when we're recording this video. John Law has the day off, but don't worry. Lewis Ferris is here to take his place, and I know that Lewis is going to bring the thunder, not literally, but figuratively, as we talk about the weekend. Lewis, what do we have ahead as we've got a front coming in now? We've got another front that's moving in for the weekend. It looks like Sunday is the day you're going to focus in on here.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I would love to cosplay as John Law, but my British accent is not up to scratch. So I'll just stick to my normal accent and talk about the weather. And I just chose this picture. It's kind of telling a story, especially as we head into next week, about what we might see. High pressure looks to linger around the north, so we're not going to be seeing much in the way of rain there. This rain band you can see in the very southwest does pass over the North Island and bring some rain to start the week, but it is very brief. What I wanted to point out was Canterbury. As this rain band moves up, there is the potential that a low will develop on it. We might see some rain drive into Canterbury. I wouldn't count on that, especially if you're doing it tough in terms of your water storage. With the northwesterly flow, we're going to see dry conditions, some more warmth, some more not so wintry temperatures after what we've had a few cool mornings in a row. Basically all I had with this picture.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, it got a little dry. I mean, a little cold. I mean, this morning in Auckland, we were down in the early single figures. Literally felt like winter for a change, Lewis. But as you're saying, the ridge moves back in, and ridges, they bring high pressure, they bring settled weather, and you alluded to the dryness. So let's look ahead to next week as well. I'm going to show us the NIWA 35. This is our drought outlook, and you can see we've got 3 scenarios here that we're going to talk about. So after that burst of rain that comes in next week, hopefully Canterbury, it overperforms because the dryness does continue. This is our wetter scenario, Lewis, and you can see the 10th percentile scenario showing wet, rather dryness, but once you get to the 50th percentile scenario, it looks a little bit more dire with very dry conditions expected over the next 35 days on our NIWA 35 here for Canterbury. That dryness extends into Otago and parts of the North Island. And our drier scenario, I should say, the 90th percentile, looks even worse for Canterbury. So any rain they can get in the next few days probably going to be crucial for those who have interest in, the water storage, agriculture, any industry that's impacted by that.
Yeah, that's bad news. It's like the thing that some people might be hoping for is a low sitting off the east coast, which would probably mean severe weather, but at least they'd get some water. And I know ski fields are pretty desperate at this point as well. So not having much rain come up from the the east, it's not the end of the world for ski fields. They can still get plenty in those sort of warm nor'westers as long as there's a cold undercutting wind, but they're going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, exactly. You bring up a good point. I had one of the journalists reach out to me this past week asking about the ski fields. I'm sure you all have had the questions as well. So we've got the lack of snow, which also adds to the problem of the lack of water storage. So a lot of things that we're going to be keeping an eye on over the next several weeks. Winter is the time where we are usually at our wettest, and with the developing El Niño, which is pretty much all but assured to happen, Lewis, it is not looking good for a lot of the country. A lot of dryness expected. We talked about this in our seasonal climate outlook, and you all see it in the everyday weather.
Yeah, it seems like it's either pouring down severe weather or just long stretches of high pressure, and that's definitely been the story for the last month and a half.
Yeah, it's been quite a change from the summer. Remember how wet it was, and we had all those XTCs coming in from the north, and the flow has changed. We expected this change, but boy, it is happening. El Niño, I feel like, is rearing its ugly head. I guess the only good bit of news is that, for at least some people will be able to get out more and do some more outdoor stuff, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, with dry drought conditions, it does mean nice weather for some people who aren't necessarily needing that rain, but not so good for those who need it.
Yeah, I think overall we take the rain. All right, Lewis Ferris, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it here, you stepping in on this Thursday. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Not a problem.
Cheers.
Hey, you too. See ya.